Welcome everyone. I'm going to invite you to take a comfortable seat and for a couple of moments just check in with your body, taking a couple of long smooth breaths, letting go of the morning and noticing how you're feeling and thinking about how you want to feel when we're done with our practice. And setting your intention. And then, does everybody have tennis balls this morning? I'm going to send you some tennis balls. All right.
You got some, two of them.
Oh, you have two of them?
No. I thought you were.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so what I want you to do, good morning, we're going to take those tennis balls and sit them right in front of your sits bones, right? So your butt stays on the ground, you're going to place the tennis balls out. Are you grabbing too? I sent mine off. And then once they're there, so you're not sitting on them, they're under the top of your thighs, and then you're going to start to move. Thank you so much. And you're going to start to move your hips side to side, or your legs. Can you feel it? Like, can you feel your hamstrings connecting with those tennis balls? And, and of course, we don't want it to hurt. Just gently moving side to side, and then you might move, depending on where you have the tennis balls, move them out or in. So we're trying to get all of those little connectors into your pelvis. And then, and you can stay here and work on the front, or you can take one tennis ball, and we're going to put it right in the center of your glute, and then come over onto your side. Welcome. And no crying allowed.
Gasping?
Unless it's an emotional, gasping's okay. Emotional release is okay. All right, so you can hold a spot or you can move around depending on how it's feeling. And I like to use my elbow and my leg and my foot to hold some of my weight so it's not all pressing into that tennis ball. And a sure sign is whether you can breathe easily or not. So keep breathing. Now, some of you are going to want to stay here a little bit longer. Some of you will have had enough. So whenever you're ready, you're going to switch to the second side. And again, that same sort of thing, moving around in your glute, on your hip, or staying in one spot. But you're going to keep breathing. Now, if you happen to be at home and you don't have any tennis balls, one, I suggest that you get some. And two, you can use your hands to massage those parts of your body. The one thing I wouldn't want you to do is to use balls harder than a tennis ball, like so no lacrosse or golf balls or anything like that. You can use softer ones. Now, whenever, again, you're ready to move on. And I know, we could spend the whole hour working with tennis balls, even just on the hips. But whenever you're done, no rush. I want you to just run your hands around your ankle. You can give your foot a little love too. And do the lower leg and then the upper leg, and try to get all the surface area to the best of your ability. And then your second leg. And you might wonder why we do this, but it's a way to warm up, right? And to invite all of our body to join in with what we're doing today. And so making sure you do both legs, and then we're going to do our arms, right? right? So you could interlace your fingers and roll through your wrists a little bit, if that sounds good. And then again, touching all the surface area of your arms. I know it might not look like yoga, but it's all a state of mind. Now, whenever you start to feel done with your arms, we're gonna do the shoulders. And so 2 ways that you can do this, and I'll show you both. One is to come down onto your back body and place those tennis balls, and you're gonna stay off of your spine. And I like to start at the top and just barely put my shoulders onto the tennis balls, and then work my body over the tennis balls. But again, you're staying on the sides of your spine, so you're staying off of the vertebrae. Now for anyone, if that's too intense, you can take one tennis ball and come to a wall, and place your body against the ball. And this way, there's less pressure on your body and the tennis ball. Anybody liking that? Now, as you're laying there, you can, again, stay in one spot, or you can move your body forward, being aware if you have long hair, not getting it caught under the tennis balls. The other thing you can do is start to move through your arms. So you can inhale those arms up overhead, or take them out to the side like angel arms. And you're just kind of exploring, how does it feel to move through your upper body as you're softening, hopefully softening into the tennis balls. Now again, if you're trying to do this at home and you don't have tennis balls, you can use a rolled up face cloth, anything that gives you a little bit but not too much pressure. Now we're gonna do this for about another 30 seconds or so, so check in and see whatever else you might wanna do. And then we're going to take the tennis balls out. So now you're gonna be on the ground, feet about hip distance apart, feet on the floor, knees bent. And I just want you to start to move through. You're gonna take one arm up and turn your head away from that arm. That's on your inhale. Exhale, head and arm back to neutral. Alternate sides. So you do that once or twice. Then we're gonna add in moving the body. So you'll inhale, lift up the hips, the chest, start to take an arm overhead, move your head away from that arm. So you're just turning your head, possibly, if that feels okay in your neck, and alternating sides. So we're doing a bridge as you lift your arm and turn your head, and you're synchronizing it all with your breath. Noticing how it feels to move with your breath. And we're going to do each side one more time. And so the last time that you come down, let's carefully take those knees in towards your chest, and then bringing your knees in a circular motion, or just holding on to them. And if you're going in a circular motion, a couple of times in each direction. And then pausing, taking your feet down to the ground one at a time. You're gonna roll over onto your side and then lift yourself up. And then from here, let's stretch out your right leg, and we're gonna flex the left foot and bend the knee and just gently rock side to side. And like, I can tell, like, it feels a little bit differently because I rolled the tennis ball there. And so just kind of noticing. Then we're gonna take that foot and point it forward, and you're gonna, and I like to use my hands under the back of my thigh, just inhaling as you lengthen, exhaling as you bring that knee in towards your chest. And we'll take that leg down and then lifting up your right leg, foot flexed, and moving side to side. So we're just kind of checking out how are our joints moving this morning? Like how does it feel to move in these different directions? Again, eventually we're going to turn that foot forward and move front to back with that leg. All right, eventually we're going to take that leg down and then come into a little bit of a wide angle, not a super huge one, and just pointing and flexing the feet. Again, checking out all of those joints today. And then we're going to turn the legs in and out. And you're still breathing, noticing how it feels to move the legs. And then we're going to take the right leg out a little bit more and bring your left foot into the thigh. And then bringing your hands down onto the ground, bring your belly towards that straight leg. And you can either keep your hands on your leg, inhale up, exhale down, or you can have your arms in line with your ears, inhale up, exhale forward. So kind of seeing what feels good to you, right? Holding on to the leg as you move, or keeping your arms in line with your ears. And you're moving with your breath, so the inhale is up, the exhale is down. And next time you come forward, I want you to grab onto your leg or your foot and reach your body towards that leg and keep breathing. On one of your inhales, let's slide on up. We're going to bring the hands behind us, and I like my fingers pointing towards my back, but you might like them out to the side or fingers away. We're going to be lifting our butt off the ground, so however you can put pressure into your hands. So your foundation is going to be your heel and the shin and foot, right? And lift up, try to get those hips up, press them forward, keep breathing. Come on down, and we're going to lift this leg and bring it either to the front of your shin or over the thigh, right? And so try to get yourself balanced so that your body's upright and you're not like leaning over to the side. Right hand behind you. Inhale, lift that left arm up, and then holding on to the front of the knee or taking your elbow around the knee and twisting to the right. And notice, like, how does your breath feel when your body's in this twisted position? On one of those inhales, let's lengthen the body. Exhale, come forward. And we're going to undo those legs and stretch them out into that wide angle again. And we'll bring in your right foot. And again, taking the hands around your straight leg, bringing your body there. And again, either keeping your hands on your leg or up in line with your ears. We're going to inhale up, exhale, come forward. Just moving with your breath. So gently giving your whole body, but especially the spine and the hips, an opportunity to open up. This is the one when you exhale, come forward, holding onto your leg or your foot, reaching your body towards your leg, still breathing. And then on one of the inhales, sliding on up, and we're going to take that straight leg again to the shin or over your thigh. Left hand behind you, inhale that right hand up, exhale, bring your belly towards that inner thigh, either holding with the hand or the elbow. And then taking a few full breaths. Nice. And again, on an inhale, lengthening the spine, exhale, coming forward. We're going to undo our legs. And then here, we're going to have your knees pointing up, ankles and knees towards one another, hands down at your sides. You're going to inhale, knees open out, arms come up, exhale, knees together, arms down. just kind of moving with your breath, and some of you might be more comfortable with a blanket under your sits bones. And one more time. Now from here, I just want you to take your feet a little bit further apart, bring your hands behind you, again in whatever direction works for you. We're going to inhale, center, exhale, turn your head in one direction, knees in the other. Inhale back to the center, and then the second side. And you've all probably done this in different ways. We do it laying down on our backs, with our bodies down, bodies up. But just noticing how it feels and going as deeply as it feels comfortable. All right, next time you finish your second side, we're going to come all the way up. So, come on up. If you're ready for that, and find a tennis ball. We're going to roll on the feet for just a moment. Try to get all of your foot, all of your arch, the pads under the toes, the heel. Eventually switching to the second foot. Tennis balls do run away sometimes. All right, so eventually we're going to put those tennis balls off to a safe place, and then let's come towards the front of your mat and bring your hands to your heart center and just feel your feet on the ground. And then relaxing your arms whenever you're ready. And what I want you to do is, with your breath, we do this lots of times, but you're going to inhale, lift up those arms, come up onto your toes. You might take your arms all the way up in line with your ears, or you might work your way up there. And just noticing your balance, noticing your breath. Next time you come down, we're going to turn the palms back and press behind you. So inhale, again, heels come up if that's safe for you today. Try to keep your body upright as you press behind you with your arms. One more time. And then we're going to open the palms out. And again, feet flat or up on your toes. Inhale up, exhale down. And one more time. And the last one we're going to do, one arm forward, one arm back, alternating sides. And again, bringing those arms up as high as you want, maybe connecting overhead, maybe being at shoulder height. Still breathing. One more time on each side. And then when you come back to the center, just rolling through your shoulders a couple times forward, a couple times back. And we're going to bring the hands onto the thighs. Inhale, body up. Exhale, start to slide down. And then inhale all the way back up. And exhale forward. And your knees can be bent or straight. Of course, whatever feels best in your body. Now, one of these times when you come forward, either placing your hands on some blocks or taking them onto the floor, we're going to step back with the right foot into a nice deep lunge. And just check out your location first, front knee over the ankle, feet hip width apart. And then I want you to engage your legs, so isometrically pull towards one another, hands up onto your thigh, possibly extending those arms up. And then we're going to take them out like cacti. So our inhale is going to be here. Exhale, we're going to straighten the leg and extend the arms. Inhale, open. Exhale, extend. And finding yourself a little bit wobbly, you might take your feet a little bit wider. But just noticing your stance, how it feels as you move. Last one. So here, after our inhale, we'll take the hands to the ground, step back into a plank, slide back into a down dog and pedal through your feet. And then we're going to take that right foot and step it forward. And again, get yourself set up, feet hip width apart, front knee over the ankle, isometrically pull towards the center. Hands onto your thigh, possibly extending them up overhead. How's your balance? How's your breath? And then inhale, we'll take the elbows out. Exhale, extend and straighten. Just flowing with your breath. One more time. And again, on the exhale, let's take the hands to the ground, step the back foot forward. And then hands on the floor of the block, we're going to walk over to the right side, reach your hips over to the left. On an inhale, making your way through the center. And then hands to the left, hips to the right. Again, back to the center. Now here, I want you to have a little bend on your knees. Your hands are on the floor of the blocks. You're going to stretch. I want you to stretch your arms out in front. Feel your weight in your feet. And then I want you to imagine first your body and your arms coming up as one as you inhale, and then bring yourself all the way up. Again, keeping those arms in line with your ears. If it pulls on your back, take them onto the pelvis. Inhale is up, slightly bend those knees. Exhale, start to come forward. Notice, can you keep those arms in line with your ears? It's a lot of work. On the inhale, come on up. And then exhale those hands to the heart center. And just take a moment to check in. Notice your body temperature, your heart rate, because we want everything to stay pretty balanced as we move through practice. So from here, we're going to have our hands at our heart center. So there's a little opening between your palms, heels of the hands, fingertips touch, thumbs rest on your sternum. And I want you to feel your feet on the ground. And then what we're going to do is take the weight into the right foot and lift your left foot off of the ground. Inhale up, exhale, you're going to let that leg guide you forward. Keeping your leg and your body in the line. Inhale, come on up. We're going to stay on that same side one more time. Inhale is up. Exhale, start to come forward. This time when we inhale up, we're going to bend that knee and bring it forward. And then bring it down to the ground. Very nice. So second side. Again, feel the weight in your left foot, lift that right foot off the ground. Find your breath. Inhale up. Exhale, start to come forward. The leg is the guide, so the leg tells your body how far to come forward. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, back one more time. And again, instead of placing that foot on the ground when you inhale up, we're going to bend the knee and bring it forward. And then set it down on the ground. And then let's take our feet about hip width apart, hands on the outside of the thighs. Inhale, body up, exhale, slide down a little bit. Inhale up, exhale, second side. And you can start to bring that outside elbow up a little bit. That feels good. Just connecting with your breath. Now let's bring those hands, next time you come up, we're going to interlace the fingers, turn your palms down. Feet are still about hip width apart. We're going to come up to shoulder height. And The inhale's gonna be here, exhale, you're gonna sit down, but make sure you let your ankles, knees, and hips bend. Inhale up, exhale down. Now, next time you inhale up, let's bring those arms up overhead, and exhale, just bend. If it feels okay, you're gonna keep those arms up. If it doesn't, you're gonna let them come down. Now this next time that we bend the knees, we're gonna stay there, relax the arms either in front or onto your thighs. Lift those heels up off the ground, keep breathing. Then on an exhale, we're gonna bring those heels down, slide into your forward bend, bring your hands down to the ground. And then, again, hands on the blocks of the floor. You're going to keep your elbows straight. Inhale, straight legs. Exhale, bend your ankles, knees, and hips, reaching your butt towards the ground. And notice the elbows when they want to bend, and try to keep them straight so that it's just the lower part of the body doing the movement here. Hands stay connected to the floor or the blocks. All right, so when you're ready, you're going to take your hands about shoulder distance apart, and you're going to walk or step back with your legs into a plank. Option here would be to have your knees down. Inhale's going to be here in plank, exhale back into a down dog. Then when you inhale forward, you can come into a plank or an up dog, whichever your body wants to do today. And back into your down dog. So an option would be knees down, tabletop into child's pose. Tabletop, cobra. All right, now, next time you come back, you're either going to stay in your down dog or your child's pose. And we're going to lift up your right leg. Inhale here, exhale, you're going to bring that right knee towards your right elbow into a three-legged plank. Same side, inhale, straighten the leg, come back into a three-legged down dog. Exhale, come forward. Last time. And when you come back, we're going to place that foot down, stretch out your left leg, still breathing smoothly. Inhale up. Exhale, left knee towards the left elbow. This is going to be the hardest part today, I think. We'll see. 2 more. And when you come back, we're going to take that foot on the ground. Gently bring your knees down onto the floor. Walk your hands back. If you'd like a blanket under your knees, go ahead and place one on the ground. How y'all doing?
Okay.
It's so quiet in here today, I don't even hear breathing. So from here, I want you to step your left arm forward, and we're gonna slide that right arm underneath, possibly bring your ear and your shoulder towards the ground. Coming up onto those left fingers and walking that hand over your head so you open up your chest a little bit more. Keep breathing. On an inhale, we're going to unwind, come back to our tabletop. Walk your left hand in and your right hand forward. And again, take that left arm, reach it through underneath your right arm, shoulder and ear towards the ground, coming up onto the right fingers. Walking that hand overhead. And I didn't say this before, but if you can't be on your knees, you could do this. Bring that arm across your body and stretch your shoulder that way. Okay, so on an inhale, let's come back to the center. Now here, you have your hands, shoulder width a little bit wider. Again, the elbows are gonna stay straight, and what I want you to do is drop your chest towards the ground. So keep your elbows straight, and notice what happens in your back and your chest and your shoulders as you come up and down. And then relaxing for a moment, inhale in our tabletop, exhale towards child's pose. Again, you can do this on your back body if it does not work to be on your knees. All right, next time we come up, you can walk your hands and we're gonna come into a kneeling position. And then turn those toes under and back. And just kind of notice, some of us, this is easy on our feet, some not so much. And I want you to look towards your left hand, and you're gonna follow that hand as you inhale up and reach that hand behind you. Try not to let your butt drop back. Exhale back to neutral, second side, right hand. Inhale up. Exhale back. We're just gonna alternate sides a few times. So we have one more time on each side. And you could do this standing up or even sitting on your butt if it doesn't feel good on your knees. Now I want you to have both hands in front, your vision on your fingertips. Then you're gonna start to inhale up, and you're gonna come to whatever place feels comfortable in your body, and then exhale back to our neutral. Inhale up, don't let your butt drop back. One more time. And then from here, we're gonna take our hands onto the low back, fingers pointing down, and reach your elbows towards one another. And for some of you, this is gonna be your pose, right? Your hands pressing forward on your pelvis, starting to open up your chest. Some of you might start to walk your hands down your back body, noticing if your butt starts to fall back. And then with the head, some people like to drop their head. I only want you to do that if you're in total control of, like, your neck can hold the weight of your head easily. And some of you might even come back, bring your hands onto your heels, opening up your chest. So you're finding some position that feels good for you, paying attention to what's happening in your head and neck. And then on an inhale, we're gonna come up. Exhale, let's come down towards a puppy pose. So you're gonna slide your hands out, bring that forehead towards the ground, your butt stays up in the air. And then whenever you're ready, you're gonna walk those hands back, lift your body up. We're gonna do that one more time. So again, hands onto the back body, pressing your elbows towards one another. Opening up that chest, maybe walking down your thighs, maybe coming to your heels. Finding that place that's comfortable in your body. Still breathing. On an inhale, walking yourself up. And again, coming down into puppy pose or child's pose, whichever sounds more inviting to your body. Again, on an inhale, we're gonna come on up. And then we're going to, and some of you might want blocks for this one. We're gonna take your left leg out to the side. Okay, and your blocks might be here. And you'll find out once we start moving. I like to keep my hands on my body, but you're gonna see, okay? So we're gonna take the arms out to the side. Inhale's gonna be here. Exhale, you're gonna come towards that leg or your block. Inhale up, and then exhale to the second side. Inhale up, exhale. No no rush, just moving at your pace. Now the next time that we come over to the right side, we're going to stay here, so you're going to keep breathing. I want you to press that left foot into the ground and really stretch that left arm overhead. And then we're going to bring that hand onto your hip for a moment, and what I want you to explore is lifting that leg off the ground. Right, so finding your balance, and then if it feels comfortable, you can take that arm overhead or in line with your ear. But see what feels good to you. Now on an inhale, you're going to come on up, place that foot on the ground. We'll bring that knee in. You might rearrange your blocks. Stretch out that right leg. And again, extending those arms. Inhale up, exhale towards your straight leg. Inhale up, exhale to the left. And just moving at your own pace with your breath. We're going to do one more. And then when you come over to the left, again, finding your place. Extending that right arm, pressing your right foot into the ground. So note when you press that foot into the ground, how does it change the stretch in your side body? And again, we're going to bring that right hand onto your hip, find your balance, possibly lift that leg up. And then again, you may want to take the arm up or overhead, or keep it on your hip. Breathe. And then when you're ready, foot comes down, inhale up, bring in that leg. We're going to make our way down onto our back, and what I want you to have close by is a block and a strap. And before we get ourselves all the way on the ground, I want you to take your blanket in this fold, and you're going to hold it in this direction and make a roll. So this gives us kind of a big roll. We're going to set that off to the side because we're going to use that once we're on the ground. All right, so come on safely down onto your back. And you can have your feet up in the air on the floor. I just want you to take a moment to feel your back body on the floor. And take a couple of breaths and notice how you're feeling. And then once you've observed how your body's feeling and your breath, we're going to take that strap, place it on the padded part of your left foot. And one thing about working with straps, you probably all know this, but you want to hold on to it, but not so much that you lose circulation in your hands. So here we're going to inhale, leg away from the body. Exhale, take that leg towards your body. And just noticing, again, how it feels to move through that one leg. Now, next time you come to a place where your leg is perpendicular, or whatever that looks like for you, we're going to hold on to the strap, and you're going to start to straighten out your left leg. So we did it before with the knee bent. Now you have that right leg straight, left leg coming towards your body. And then coming to a neutral position, we're going to take the straps into the right hand and bring that leg across your body. Now you could have your head pointing towards where your leg is, towards the sky, or away from that leg. See what feels good. Long, smooth breaths. On one of these inhales, let's lift that leg up. And then we're going to take your right foot and place it into the strap and bend the left knee and put that foot on the floor. So again, holding on to that strap in a way that's comfortable. Inhale, leg away from your body. Exhale, leg towards your body. So next time that leg is away, we're going to straighten out possibly that left leg. Bring the straps into the left hand and cross that leg over your body. And again, once your leg is over, you're going to decide where you want your head to be. Breathing, finding a sense of ease with your breath in your body. Coming back to the center with your head and your leg, and then we're going to take that leg towards your body. It's okay if there's a bend in your knee. Remember, you make the pose work for you. You don't put yourself into the pose. And then very carefully, we're going to bend that knee, take the strap off. So now your right knee is bent, and we're going to, like we did when we were seated at the very beginning, you're going to flex that right foot and reach for your ankle and bring that lower leg across your body. Now, you could stay right like this. You could bend that left knee and put your ankle, the right ankle, onto the left thigh. You're going to see what feels good today, right? Long, smooth breaths. Now we're going to, wherever your left foot is, we're going to take that foot and place it on the ground with your knee bent and stretch your arms out to the sides. And then we're going to take that right foot across the body towards the floor. You could put it on a block. Other way. Jules. Yeah. So again, whenever you start to feel ready, you're going to bring yourself back to the center. We're going to uncross the legs. And then bring in your left knee with the foot flexed, holding on to that ankle, bringing that lower leg across your body. You might stretch your right leg out. Always exploring, seeing what feels good in your body. Some of you might want to start to bend that right knee and take your thigh to the outside of the ankle. Some of you might want to keep it. Keep that right leg on the floor. Now eventually we're going to take that right foot, place it on the ground with the knee bent, stretch out your arms, and again, reaching your left foot across the body towards the right side. Your foot may or may not come to the ground. You can put a cloth or a blanket under it. Then finding a comfortable place for your head. Again, when you're ready, inhale back to the center with the head and the legs, uncrossing. And then one more time, we're going to take those knees towards the chest. And you might move side to side or circular motion, or you might just hold on to your knees, noticing how that low back is feeling right now. And then very carefully bringing those feet down to the ground one at a time. And we're going to take that roll that we made earlier, and we're going to put it vertically on your mat. Now, some options here. Some of you, we're going to do a variation of fish pose. Some of you may want to do fish pose without support. Um, and so that would be hands, palms down under your butt, elbows towards one another, opening up the chest, head coming back. I like to do it in a supported variation right now. If you're doing the supported one, you're gonna take that blanket and it's gonna start at the edge of your rib cage. So the low back is lifted, right? So there's not support under there, but you're creating that with your muscles. And then your legs can be stretched out, your knees can be bent. You could even cross your legs if that feels best for you. But I want you to find a place that feels comfortable in the lower body so that you can start to relax the upper body. And you want to make sure that the rib cage and the head are supported with the blanket. And then some of you are just going to want to relax here. Some of you may want to inhale the arms overhead, exhale and back down to the sides. And then others may want to bend your elbows out to the sides and hold them like that, or move through inhaling, elbows open, exhaling, elbows, forearms, palms towards one another. So decide, does your body need some relaxation right now? Do your arms want to move? What would feel best? And I know some people are like, just tell me what to do, but I want you to explore and see what feels and sounds better to you. And no matter what, you're doing your best to move your breath in and out of the body, long, smooth breaths. And eventually, let's come to a place where everybody stops moving for a moment, except, of course, for that movement of your breath. Seeing if you can let your shoulders be heavy. And from this place, I want you to check in. Ask your body if it needs anything else, and if it does, now would be the time to do that. And then from here, when you're ready, we're going to move into Shavasana. So you're asking yourself, do I need anything else here? If so, you're going to go ahead and do that. And then you're going to ask yourself how you want to be for Shavasana. And you want to make sure that you're nice and comfortable, warm enough. So you might put on socks or shirts. So we're going to do Shavasana. So laying down in some way, and lots of different options. You can put support under your knees. You can put a blanket over you. You can put little support under your neck. If you need some suggestions, let me know. And then however you decide to set yourself up, I want you to just check in and ask yourself, is there anything that would help you to feel a little bit more comfortable? You're all looking good. As you settle, allowing yourself to be completely supported by the earth, the bolster, the floor, what's ever beneath you. Om Shri Maha Ganapate Namaha. Om Shri Maha Ganapate Namaha. Om Shri Maha Ganapate Namaha. So in your own time, starting to bring your awareness back to your breath, noticing how you're feeling, and thinking about how you'd like to move. And I thought for our breathing and focus practice, since we were talking about it at the beginning of class, we'll do what's known as a ganapati kriya, a cleansing practice. But it also involves focus and breathing. So whenever you get yourself up to a comfortable seated position, I'm going to invite you to take a couple of long, smooth breaths, and you just feel your breath in your body, reconnect as you're waking up. And in this practice, we have our hands on our legs or wherever it's comfortable with your palms open. And hopefully y'all, can you see over here? Okay. Can you see? I needed to make it much bigger, I'm thinking. But what we're going to do is you tap your thumb to your fingers as you say the sounds. So it's sa, ta, na, ma, ra, ma, da, sa, sa, se, so, hum. Okay, and this is a, and the key here is figuring out how you can breathe, how you can make sounds. So we tend to make the sounds when we're breathing out, so you have to make sure that you still inhale. And then you can start off audibly, like meaning where you're making sound, and then get to a place where you're quiet or whispering. And if you don't feel comfortable making the sound, you can just listen. Okay? So whenever you're ready, make sure you keep breathing. Sa, ta, na, ma, ra, ma, da, sa, sa, se, so, hum. Sa, ta, na, ma, ra, ma, da, sa, sa, se, so, hum. Sa, ta, na, ma, ra, ma, da, sa, sa, se, so, hum. Sa, ta, na, ma, ra, ma, da, sa, sa, se, so, hum. Sa, ta, na, ma, ra, ma, da, sa, sa, se, so, hum. Sa, ta, na, ma, ra, ma, da, sa, sa, se, so, hum. Two more. Sa, ta, na, ma, ra, ma, da, sa, sa, se, so, hum. Sa, ta, na, ma, ra, ma, da, sa, sa, se, so, hum. And just place your hands in whatever position is comfortable. Notice your breath. Notice how your body feels. So traditionally we would do that for 7 or 11 minutes. And when that happens, I even feel it already just from the short time that we did it. It starts to move the energy in your body if you're open to sensing that. And it's meant to help remove physical and other blocks, so energetic blocks, and that's the sounds move things in your body. And I don't know if any of you are feeling that yet, but that's what happens over time, so you can try this at home. All right, so take a moment to notice how you're feeling in your mind and your body, thinking about your intention at the beginning. And then setting your intention for the rest of the day. Like, how do you want to feel as you move into the rest of the day today? And then I'd like to thank all of you online and in person for being here, all of my teachers past and present, and acknowledging the lands that I live and work upon. If you want to join me in a closing Om, taking a nice big in-breath. Om.